Well, I think we can get started at 6:30, and it's very warm up here, and the Badgers are playing, so we'll move things. That wasn't part of the plan here, folks. Very surprised, well, very happy at that, but very surprised that it happened at the time that it did. We'd like to welcome you to the Janesville Police Department Awards ceremony, but we have a few guests with us here today, and please hold your applause. But we have Larry Barton with the Police and Fire Commission. Captain Jude Maurer from the Rock County Sheriff's Department is here, and Sheriff Spoden is expected. He's up at a county board meeting, and he is expected to stop by. We have Barb McCrory, who is a candidate for judge, is with us here. Tim Hartley, one of our chaplains, is here. Councilmember Yuri Rashkin is with us, and the Jim Conley, who is a retired Janesville police officer. And we have Fire Chief Jim Jensen that's stopped by as well, and City Manager Eric Levitt is holding the fort down from the rear here for us. So this night is an evening for reflection of our duties and appreciation for our employees and citizens. It's an opportunity to honor a few of the many dedicated employees of the Janesville Police Department and members of our community. The employees you will meet here tonight are committed employees. Every organization has compliant employees. And compliant employees are those that follow orders, they follow policy, follow procedure. And compliant employees would generally finish the tasks that they are assigned. Committed employees possess a broader perspective of the department's goals and individuals' responsibilities. Committed employees need little direction, they are self-starters, they're problem solvers, and they are enthusiastic. The employees you'll meet here tonight are committed employees. This evening, the department will also honor citizens and businesses that have supported the police department and the community. Every year, officers of the Janesville Police Department respond to tens of thousands of calls for service, traffic stops, citizen contacts, and other duties. Frequently, citizens of our community assist the officers with their responsibilities in a variety of ways. In many cases, officers will inform me of the citizen's assistance, and I will send a letter of appreciation to that citizen. Those letters of appreciation make their way to our accommodation committee, and that committee decides who gets those awards, whether it's the business awards or the citizens awards or the officers awards. This year, 2 citizens were selected for the Law Enforcement Service Award. Also this year, we have 2 relatively new awards, the Problem-Oriented Policing Award and the Law Enforcement Service Award for an exemplary or supportive business. The Problem-Oriented Policing Award is given to the officer or officers that have demonstrated a creative approach to policing when it is implemented will better serve the community and reduce the need for police resources. The Business Award is for those businesses that support and further the mission of the police department and consequently serve the community. I'd like to introduce Deputy Chief Dan Davis and Deputy Chief John Olson. The Deputy Chiefs will present the information for each award. But before I turn the ceremony over to the Deputy Chiefs, I'd like to share an incident that occurred this last week that exemplifies the type of employees and dedication we are so fortunate to have here at the Janesville Police Department. Last Friday afternoon, Officer Ben Biddick was responding to an assignment to execute a search warrant. While he was en route, his squad was struck by a speeding truck. This truck was operating at about 40 miles an hour before the impact at an uncontrolled intersection. The crash resulted in a right-angled crash with the squad. It spun the squad around in a 180-degree spin, resulted in damages that will render the vehicle a total loss. Officer Biddick was transported to the hospital by Janesville paramedics, placed in a neck brace. He was examined by emergency room staff and released after successfully passing x-rays and a CT scan. But bruised and sore, and rather than calling it a day and going home to his family, He put back on his gun belt, got a new squad car. The last one wasn't in too good a shape. But he went right back out and started serving the citizens of this community. And I think that speaks to exactly what I'm talking about as to the dedication of the people on the Janesville Police Department. So ladies and gentlemen, every day these dedicated folks go out and serve this community every month and all year long. Deputy Chief Davis and Deputy Chief Olson.
Good evening. Jackie FRIAR, front and center. We'll first do our service awards for citizens tonight. This award was recommended by Sergeant Ann Brophy, who's here tonight with us. In 2010, the Janesville Police Department established a domestic violence intervention team in cooperation with the local YWCA and the District Attorney's Office. Jackie FRIAR is a registered nurse and is the SANE program coordinator at Mercy Hospital. Jackie heard about the DVI program and asked if she could be involved. That's our domestic violence intervention team program. Over the course of the past 2 years, Jackie has provided and promoted domestic violence awareness and from the medical perspective. She's specially trained to examine victims of domestic abuse as well as sexual assault. She has implemented a thorough process at Mercy Hospital for examining the victims and documenting the evidence that is found. She also ensures that victims are aware of programs that are available to cover the costs of those exams. Furthermore, she has taken time to help train Janesville police officers in the investigation of strangulation and suffocation. For Jackie's efforts, we appreciate them and the victims and officers for the Janesville Police Department. Thanks.
Our next Citizen Award recipient is Sonia Schoof. As I think would make perfect sense to most here, the Janesville Police Department has a very close working relationship with the Janesville area Crime Stoppers. And Sonia is a Crime Stoppers board member. She has served on the board for we'll just call it many years in many capacities, and she's donated hundreds of hours of volunteer time helping plan events like the annual Crime Stoppers golf outing, Labor Day Parade, National Night Out, Family Fun Fest, bike rodeos, just to name a few. And quite honestly, she typically wears more than one hat during the planning of most of those events. And it seems to us like there isn't much that Sonia hasn't done as a volunteer for the Janesville area Crime Stoppers. And as a token of our appreciation for her years of service and assistance to the Janesville Police Department, we'd like to present her with this award. Now we'll do business awards. The next awards that are going to be presented will be the business awards, and I think you have the YW, correct?
Is anybody from the Y here? Allison? Allison? Yes. Anybody else from the YW?
Oh, sure, good.
Yeah, you're all welcome. This is our service award for business for the YWCA. This was nominated by Sergeant Ann Brophy and Officer Chad Sullivan. For many years, the YWCA has worked in cooperation with the Janesville Police Department and other law enforcement agencies through their work at the Care House. In 2010, the YWCA joined forces with the Janesville Police Department in the establishment of a domestic violence intervention team. A critical part of the domestic violence intervention program is the ability of Janesville police officers to provide victims of domestic violence with resources that are available to them in the community. The YWCA has been instrumental in helping with this cause. In the first year, the YWCA met with 128 victims of domestic violence at the request of the DVI officers. In 2011, even though the number of police reports dropped, 119 victims accepted an offer to meet with the YWCA advocate. The YWCA advocates have been professional and accommodating. The officers of the Janesville Police Department, the citizens of Janesville, have benefited greatly from the services provided from the YWCA. And I know the executive director, Allison Hokinson, and
April Sweeney, I work at the care house.
Are here to accept that award.
Yeah, and Jeff Beals is with us.
Jeff. Hey, thanks, congrats. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
The next award recipient will be Local Vision TV. Local Vision TV is a web-based provider of local news and events that is stationed in Janesville. LVTV covers Rock Green and Jefferson counties. And since their inception just over a year ago, Local Vision has created a police department channel on their website that, among other things, maintains a list of photos of people who are wanted by the Janesville Police Department on their website. They've been proactive in reaching out to us to offer their services for a variety of police department projects. And I can tell you that they have changed the way that we think about how we're going to get information out to the community. And we thank them for their efforts and their assistance. All right, the next awards will be our problem-oriented policing awards. And the first group to be recognized in this category is our domestic violence intervention team. So if members of the team that are here come up toward the front, please. Don't be shy. The police department's domestic violence intervention team was implemented in February of 2010 with the goal to reduce the number of domestic violence incidents in the city of Janesville. Domestic violence is often a repeatable occurrence, and it seemed to the department as though many victims were not using as many of the support services that were available to them. And we believed that if we could increase the utilization of these resources, we could get victims what they needed to improve their situation. On a department level, the DVI team officers review all domestic violence-related reports and then follow up by making contact with the victims. They're able to reach out to them in a much less chaotic environment and reaffirm the resource information that the initial responding officers provided. On a community level, the DVI team partners with the YWCA, local hospitals, and the district attorney's office to aid in accomplishing the goal of reducing domestic violence. In addition to this award tonight, the DVI team was recently recognized on a state level when they received the Governor's Award on domestic violence. The representatives on the team, some of which are here, Denise Studica, Lori Valley, Rob Perkins, Chad Pearson, Paul McBride, Amber Spade, and Aaron Stefanik.
You can stay up here, Paul.
Okay.
Sure.
Right over here. We'll watch it.
We'll next recognize our chaplains program. I know Tim Hartley's here. Sean Yelk in the back. Come on up. That's it, just Tim?
I think so.
The Janesville Police Department's chaplain program was implemented in 2009. The program is currently staffed by 6 volunteer chaplains. Tim Hartley is with us here. Bruce Jones, Bob LeBron, Paul Spearbrecker, Jim Moses, and Dan Grimes. The chaplain program is coordinated by Officer Sean Yelk and Officer Paul McBride. The chaplains volunteer their own time by being on call on a rotating basis, available to the police department 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The chaplains are called out for some of the worst and most critical incidents in which grief and loss must be consoled, and those involved need to be handled with care. The chaplains represent the police department during these delicate once-in-a-lifetime moments, displaying acts of kindness and compassion while assisting the victims of these incidents. During 2011, the chaplains assisted at 13 such calls. In 2011, the chaplains volunteered their time and provided training to all Janesville police officers on their role at the police department. Recently, the chaplains attended training put on by the International Conference of Police Chaplains to study how to better assist officers, their families, and the citizens of Janesville. For their service, the chaplains program is receiving the 2012 Problem-Oriented Policing Award. Congratulations.
The next group to be recognized for a problem-oriented policing award will be our gang abatement team. So if members of that team would come forward, please. The Janesville Police Department Gang Abatement Initiative actually started in 2008. And the goal of this initiative was to reduce the negative impact that criminal street gangs have on the community and the citizens of Janesville. To accomplish this goal, a team of officers was assembled to engage in problem solving with other agencies, to educate the community to better recognize gang activity, and to deter youth from becoming involved in the gang lifestyle. They have partnered with the Janesville School District, the Rock County District Attorney's Office, Adult and Juvenile Probation, as well as other municipal and federal law enforcement agencies to aid in accomplishing this goal. They routinely provide training to parents and school district staff. They conduct home visits of students who show early signs of gang involvement. And in one particularly effective effort, they worked with the school district to solve incidents where graffiti was painted on public and private structures. And for their accomplishments, they're being recognized as a problem-oriented policing award recipient for this year. The members of this team are Sergeants Mike Blazer and Aaron Ellis, Sergeant Jim Holford, Officer Josh Norum, Tom Betchen, Jim Holford III, Dan Schoonover, Benito Rocha, and Brad Rao.
Todd and Joshua. Our next award is the Meritorious Service Citation. And before I read for this award, I was just going to read what the Commendation Committee considers when giving out this award. For an officer to receive a Meritorious Service Citation, the award is given to any officer who performs an act of heroism or bravery, which is laudable or extraordinary. This award will consist of a plaque and a two-colored section blue and white merit bar to be worn on the uniform. Factors to be considered include the act is performed with a high degree of risk of personal injury, the officer had full knowledge of the inherent danger existing and demonstrated unusual disregard for his or her personal safety, and the actions of the officer were beyond normal hazards of duty, and the officer's actions showed a high level of character and integrity. Sergeant Todd KLEISNER is a 20-year veteran of the Janesville Police Department. Officer Josh Johnson is a 9-year veteran of the Janesville Police Department. Both are assigned to 2nd Shift Patrol Division. Sergeant Kleisner and Officer Johnson received a Chief's Commendation for their performance in an incident involving a citizen trapped in a vehicle with the engine running inside a closed and locked garage of a residence. When they arrived, they could see through a garage window that a man was seated in his vehicle, slumped over the steering wheel with the engine running and revving. The man was suffering from a medical emergency. After confirming that all the entrances to the garage were locked, they were able to force entry to the garage with a sledgehammer. They made several attempts to enter the garage to rescue the citizen, having to retreat outside because of concentrated exhaust fumes in the garage. They were finally able to reach the vehicle, turn the vehicle off, and open the overhead garage door. The officers were able to monitor the citizen until paramedics arrived and transported him to the hospital. The quick response and actions likely prevented serious injury or death to the citizen. For their actions, they are receiving the Meritorious Service Citation. And before we provide or give them that award, I'd like to introduce that citizen, Robert Erdman, who is here tonight with us. Thanks, guys. Chap.
The next award will be our Civilian Employee of the Year, Leslie Reed. Leslie joined the police department in 2009, and since that time she has become a primary target for some of us who are technologically challenged, myself excluded. In addition to the endless list of her regular duties, she has worked on several major projects, one being Project Sober Streets. She's responsible for designing and formatting our annual report every year, which we're quite proud of. And she also manages the police department's social media sites. Leslie also sits on several committees. She's on the Employee Service Award Committee, and she's the secretary for the Latino Liaison Advisory Committee. She's also on the city's Wellness Committee, where she tries to convince city employees to make healthier lifestyle choices. And Leslie, in deference to this award tonight, I'm to tell you, only ate one bag of M&Ms today. That's good. I ate them really fast because I thought if you eat them faster, you burn more calories. Okay. I opened them at 2:25. Not one of them saw 2:30. Because of her reliability and versatility, Leslie has earned the Civilian Employee of the Year Award for 2011. Congratulations. The next award is our Award of Excellence. Ann?
Sorry.
The Award of Excellence is given to the supervisor whose service or performance is noteworthy and constitutes a significant contribution to the police department or the community over the course of a year. A little bit of history. Sergeant BROPHY is a 28-year veteran of the police department. In addition to being a patrol officer, she has served as a DARE officer until she was promoted to sergeant in 1999. She's a former Officer of the Year Award winner in 1996. She has a bachelor degree in criminal justice from UW-Platteville and is a graduate of Northwestern's University School of Police Staff and Command. Ann's up here tonight because she currently leads the department's domestic violence intervention team that you heard about earlier. In fact, she's been in charge of that effort since its inception. And those of you who have taken on these types of projects know that success or failure can hinge upon the level of commitment, the guidance and vision of the person who's overseeing the project. Ann has provided all of these things for her team, for the department, and for the community, and that has earned her this year's Award of Excellence. Congratulations, Ann.
Gary Myers. This is our Police Officer of the Year Award. Officer Myers was nominated by Lieutenant Rick Larson, who is here with us tonight, and Sergeant Chuck Agard. Officer Myers is a 28-year veteran of the Janesville Police Department, working day shift patrol. Officer Myers has an excellent attitude, work ethic, and performs his duties in a professional manner. He is respected by citizens and his co-workers. He will assist officers with anything that he can and is the go-to guy for training new officers on the laser and radar deployments. He is well-versed on squad computer software, often being asked to help others with technical issues. He is the department's primary accident reconstruction expert and has been called to assist on multiple cases. He is a sniper on the SWAT team as well. He is a sound patrol officer and considers the safety of other officers and himself during dangerous incidents. His personnel file is pristine and full of compliments from citizens, supervisors, and professional contacts. Outside the department, Officer Meyer volunteers at his church and is a devoted family man. And here he is, Officer of the Year, Gary Myers.
Okay, I have two people I'd like to introduce. I told you the story about Ben Biddick and his crash, and Ben's right over here against the wall, and I think the kids made their way out, but we're sure glad to have you with us here, Ben, on that. And Sheriff Spoden was out of the board meeting and over here with us as well. So thanks for coming by, Sheriff. On behalf of the Janesville Police Department, I'd like to offer our thanks to everyone that's joined us tonight. Special thanks really goes out to the spouses, significant others, and family members that support our officers and support our staff. You are the ones that keep our families together when our employees are working weekends, holidays, and all of those varying shifts. There's an author by the name of Michael Josephson, and he wrote on the topic of what will matter. And I'd like to share with you just one paragraph from his writings. So what will matter? How will the value of your days be measured? What will matter is not what you bought, but what you built. Not what you got, but what you gave. What will matter is not your success, but your significance. What will matter is not what you learned, but what you taught. What will matter is every act of integrity, compassion, courage, or sacrifice that enriched, empowered, or encouraged others to emulate your example. Living a life of matter doesn't happen by accident. It's not a matter of circumstance, but it's a matter of choice. The people that we have commended here tonight are people that matter. Please take a moment to congratulate everybody that received the awards, and I'll share with you a JPD rule. We'll have cookies and sodas over here, and kids get to eat all the cookies they want tonight. Thanks, everybody.